Hey guys, back at it. This is day 266 in my 1 year daily diary challenge. We are going 365 days, start to finish, just tracking all the progress that's happened in this year of my life. This was prompted after I completed a 100-day challenge, and those first 100 days were intuitively prompted through a meditation session. It took me about 3 times to be prompted, over various weeks before I was nudged in the direction to start this and do this. And no matter what, or who came across it, or how many people I touched or didn't touch, or, again, this is raw, real, uncut, unedited. I just record and then post. It's completely just unique as far as like me, instead of writing my daily diaries down, this is the audio version. And those first 100 days were quite amazing. If you want to listen in, just pop back. There's obviously 266 days worth. So a lot if you're just finding me and starting, really, whatever days you find and you listen to are just meant for you. Take what resonates, leave what doesn't. Share if you feel the need or desire to share. And then just thank you for supporting me by being here and listening in. I don't get paid to do this. This is just me being here, sharing my daily happenings and sometimes a lot of insight and wisdom that I've been learning from my spiritual journey. So thank you for being here. Let's get into day 266. So today is a Tuesday. It's a school day. Typically on school days and weekdays, I get up, I wake up my daughter, I, go downstairs, I pack the kids' bags with, fresh water, snacks, their computers, help them get set up for the day of school. I get my coffee going or some kind of, water, sparkling water. And then I just sit and chill for a minute, kind of getting myself in the mode of the day, what I have to get done. Before I actually get up, though, I do spend about 5 minutes in bed doing my affirmations and my manifestation mantras, anything that I'm trying to set into this next phase of life. And it shifts and changes depending on, what I'm feeling and what I've accomplished and so forth. So then I get my daughter off to school, and then I come back home and I kind of sit a bit and do these daily diary recordings in the morning before the day gets going. So typically I'll sit and record for the previous day, and then sometimes I'll do some combination episodes, but it's really just it flows with intuition. It flows with my day. I don't have a strict schedule up for it. So once I come home from dropping my daughter, I do my recording. I get some more water, some more coffee, some, whatever. I go upstairs and do my vibration plate therapy, and I do my grounding and acupressure therapy. So I literally have a grounding mat that is connected to the wall outlet it's with the grounding frequency. And I have an acupressure mat that I lay on top of it, and I stand on it for about 5 to 10 minutes. Sometimes I keep my feet in one position. Sometimes I roll them around. Sometimes I move it. It just I follow flow, whatever I'm feeling in the moment, just to ground myself and bring the blood flow back to my feet. Because I did say this, I think, in another episode, but we have socks and shoes on pretty much all the time, 80 to 90% of the time. I love to be barefoot. I love to be outside, but a lot of businesses, a lot of places, you can't really go barefoot everywhere. So it really restricts where you can go. So when I'm home, I try to do that grounding and acupressure mat. When I don't have to have shoes on, I definitely don't have them on, because I would really love to just be super hippie and crunchy and not have shoes on all the time. So that is probably something that will be fulfilled in, the future months where I'll find myself in a position where I can do that more. But right now, what I'm doing is the grounding and acupressure to stimulate that sensation. And then the vibration plate therapy is just kind of if you were to do like a million jumping jacks or get on the rebounder, like a trampoline, a mini trampoline, and do these jumping, shaking exercises to like move the lymphatic drain system, like get everything inside kind of like shifting and moving and vibrating. I have been doing different positions on that vibration plate. You can do full workouts on the vibration plate. It magnifies whatever workout you're doing by like 5 or 10. I'm not exactly sure on that number, but it depends on your plate you're using. They're all different frequencies. The one that I have is a very high quality, very heavy, sturdy one by Bulletproof Labs that I got way before COVID, or actually during COVID, because I wanted to do a lot of things during that year of, I guess, the year of mandatory rest. I wanted to keep doing a lot of things that were beneficial health-wise, so I got that vibration plate. So I've been doing the squat, which is not like a workout gym squat. It's more like a ancestral squat where you're just like, elbows, arms between your knees, kind of your butt is not really sitting on the floor, but it's like a little bit above, and you're just in this expansive, stretching, like beautiful squat that's kind of helping all of your muscles and your flexibility, and it does really, really help. So if you can get down and up out of that squat without assistance, then your mobility is still really great. And so I just want to keep that going for myself. So I do that, and then I get my son up and we get him to school. And then once I get him to school, I come back home and do the rest of my workout. So I have been doing kettlebell swings and stretching on Monday, Wednesday, Friday, and then I have been invited by my friend Ben to come take his yoga class on Tuesday, Thursday. So that would be today, and I went over to yoga, and it was a beautiful hour of stretching. And the yoga that I take now, while it may be the same moves and the same things that I used to do, yoga was a workout for me before. Now yoga is a practice. Yoga is a centering of myself. And I literally, when I take the yoga class, I do not really pay attention to anyone else in the class. I pay attention to the instructor because sometimes they're showing you or teaching you something that you're not quite familiar with, or that whatever that may be, but it's more of a practice of myself. And so I do what I feel is the right flow for me with the instruction of the instructor and the environment and the energy that's provided. So I just challenge you, if you take yoga, if you're a yogi, to elevate your practice. Make it more about the practice of self and connecting with yourself in the practice of yoga. So if you already know all the moves, if you already know the flow, if you already kill it, and your class and the energy, try to now focus on yourself and focus on how you can connect to the movements and make them your own and connect to the energy. That's the biggest shift that I've taken now, coming back to yoga and finding the practice again. And building community, I think, is really great too. So yoga is Tuesday, Thursdays, and kettlebell is Monday, Wednesday, Friday. It was a beautiful, beautiful practice, like I said. I got in the car afterwards and I went back home to hop in the sauna for about 45 minutes and then get in the shower and get myself ready for the day. My period kicked in, which was, I would have to say, I'm not grumbly and complaining about stuff like that, but it was like really kicking my butt, cramping and just feeling blah. So I'm just moving through, having grace with myself, allowing this process to happen, this internal cleansing and purging and renewal. So, I mean, it's a beautiful thing that happens. There's pain that comes with it, and there's discomfort that comes with it, but that's also a really great reminder of what happens when we are moving through life and we're actually doing the same thing, that we're cleansing, purging, removing, renewing ourselves. There may be discomfort, there may be pain, there may be like some uncomfortable feelings and feelings of like yuck and feelings of rest. Like you really want to hibernate and rest, and that's okay. Have grace with yourself in those moments, and like the most amazing things come after that renewal. Like I definitely, after my period, I have a lot of energy. I'm ready to go. I'm ready to kick ass. Like a lot of really amazing things happen. So it's a great reminder. But anyway, so after that, I got to a massage that I had planned, and the day kind of shifted where I thought my daughter didn't have rehearsal, and she did have rehearsal, and I thought I needed to change my massage, but I didn't. And earlier in the morning, my son had a really hard time going to school, and we butt heads a little bit, and I just felt really pressed that I needed to pick him up from school. And so with the shift of the schedule, I was able to go to my massage and pick him up from school and go home and spend some time with him. And also before the yoga practice while I was driving, which all of my great ideas come to me while driving, I thought of this game called like the hat game, and we pick a hat and it represents a person. And when we put that hat on, we say our perspective of the person, like their name. I am mommy, and I am, I'm angry all the time, or like whatever your perspective of that person is. And then you put it down. And when you pick it up and put it back on, you say the name of the person, and you say like what you wish their attributes showed like to you. So it would be like, I'm mommy, I love you all the time, I never make you do chores, kind of like whatever. These are not actually what anybody said, but just what's on my mind at the moment. Something silly. So I thought about that game, and then when we came home from school, I let him chill for a minute, and I asked him if it would be okay if I sat in his room on his floor and if we played games. And when he was kind of ready to do that, he came out of his bed, and we sat there with the three hats, and we picked, mommy, sister, him, and each hat represented one of us. And then I did it first. Like I picked up a hat and I did the whole thing. And then he picked up the hats and he did his thing. And then we talked about why we said certain things, and we worked through that. And then it was really interesting. Very cool. So once we did that, we were able to talk about other things. It's just opened the dialogue a little bit with feeling like, we're doing a silly game, and it wasn't really opening up and confessing. My refrigerator is really, really loud when it's making ice. So it's actually doing that right now. But anyway, so it was a lovely experience with him connecting, opening up, feeling that freedom of expression, but in a game setting. And, we were able to talk through a bunch of things and come together in the end and just be like happy and lovey. And like, I'm okay if they're upset at me. I don't need them to be happy and loving me all the time, but it is a thing that is like, I want to work through things. I want to be the best support for them. So when it was time for me to pick up my daughter, I went to go pick her up, and then we went to Trader Joe's like we normally do. Unfortunately, because of the late rehearsal, we couldn't go to the chiropractor this week, just because they close earlier. So that is a shift this week. There's no chiropractor, which is fine. It is what it is, and it's meant to be that way. So we'll just, move through that. Went to Trader Joe's, got our snacks. Me and my daughter, though, have been having really, really amazing conversations in the car on the way to school and on the car to different places. And I have to say that, like, it brings so much joy to me to see her grow and expand and become, just, I mean, she's always been her own person, but go from being a little kid to being now grown up and doing all these things that I'm just like so proud of her. And it just is amazing shift to have happen. And I'm just here for it. I'm her biggest supporter forever. So it was a lovely time for us to connect and walk around the store and be silly with each other. And she gives me shit, I give her shit. It's okay. It's the way that it works with us. So we got home, we unloaded the groceries that we got. We, got stuff to eat. I got my son something to eat. Like, my daughter and I kind of picked up on the show that we were watching, and she got to homework. She actually wanted to start working out, so I went upstairs with her and I showed her the routine that I did, and I helped her with a little bit of that. So she's going to start doing workout routines on certain days after school because it's hard for her to do it in the morning. And yeah, so it was really lovely. I was able to connect with her, and then it was late, so I was like, okay guys, come on, it's time to get to bed. And we all went upstairs and got ready for bed. And my son, he's been snuggling with me, and I'm open to him snuggling with me as long as he wants to, as long as he feels comfortable, as long as I feel comfortable. And he snuggled up to me and he was like, hey mom, how does that energy thing you were talking about work? And I was talking to him about Reiki and helping him with all of his aches and pains. And if he's open to receiving healing and healing energy, then I can, do Reiki on him. And it's only if he accepts it and he wants it. And so we talked about it, and in his, age level, how that worked. And I did have some magnesium lotion, and I did do a little bit of massage Reiki combo. And then he was all ready for bed and very relaxed and calmed down. And then we both went to sleep, and that was the end of the day. It was beautiful. And typically at the end of the day, just like the morning, I do my 5 minutes before I go to sleep. And sometimes I even fall asleep while I'm doing it. But my mantras, my manifestation phrases, things that I'm going to project into the next day, into the night. So that was a lovely, beautiful day. Even though there was some tension and frustration there, I was able to move through it very quickly and not hold on to it and overthink it, and be the best support I could. And it's just an amazing, beautiful time. I've been so thankful that all of this has happened, and I've been able to change who I am, it's not change who I am, but it is really who I am that I'm finding. I am it's like a fossilized egg or a fossilized something, and I'm just chipping away at those crusty bits on the outside and getting down to the fossil, getting down to the gemstone, getting down to what's inside, what was there from the beginning that got crusted over. And I'm just feeling more and more of myself, if that makes sense to you guys. But thank you for being here, for being present, for being supportive in this way. Subscribe, share, comment, all the things or none of the things. I'm just here living my authentic life and sharing that with you guys. I do appreciate you and everything that you're contributing to this, your energy, your time, your laughter, everything that happens while you're listening. Thank you for contributing to this process. I love you guys so much, and I'll talk to you tomorrow. Peace.